Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Face of Strategist and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode we made it to the nurse's office. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia, just remember to take your pills every morning and evening or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rare stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh, Mason raised an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him for meaning to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart. Risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably. He glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression in his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy. So some exercise will do you good. We have physical therapy and such available as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walk, swimming, light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe, there's a pool here, so I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. If X going to emphasize the point, no need, really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risk, take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good, that's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up sitting in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students. I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate of the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special. Being students at a special school, then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too to prevent me from getting lost. Yeah, that's true. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms. Set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside it at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and the doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Said that a few students are watching the television. One Ozzy gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. It seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose it's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and a shower as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall I spy room 119. The nameplates in the room adjacent to mine are blank. I guess these are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? For inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He's close to me till I notice they're almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. He sounded like I'm moving to the next room. I thought I should introduce my face at the impartialization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hands out in smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, what's up, dude? The name is Kenji. Ah, hi. Take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room. Really, it's probably my parents. Your parents, you're sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place power is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment, in search for the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door room marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white lines. Desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi Hichan, we unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I hope I would have, then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop. I lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before. Coming in for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that, but for now... The bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside. And then read the glued on pharmacy label. Starting cut 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kinda twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh I begin my daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across the room. Sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the light shade of the darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night. It becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. Keep drifting further and further away from the world I knew. Okay. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light grey ceiling. I have forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. Aye, this is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottle for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and scratch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent evades my nose, but the feeling of fresh clothing against my back is a good one, a natural one. Feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Vicious constant laughter and she's only sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday. So maybe there are clubs, so I wonder if I should join one. All throughout class the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arm and shakes her gaze slowly to me. She looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfectly evenly flat. Aha, sorry, Hichan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hichan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Bishop, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in school tends to help out for it, doing whatever. So you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure, what's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hichan, the truth is, it's a local event and I'm not from this area, so... She says something desperate, you're asking her to bail her out. She adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts singing hard and... Huh? Oh. Who cares? She throws at me with this proportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads starting to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideas and beliefs behind the festival and inevitability change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Ha ha ha. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, battling his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, although brushing it off without a care. We were in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shichan. Well, that's right, Hichan. Are you asking about your interest in joining a club? Could have been wise playing tricks on me, but I think a suspicious glance has changed between them. Misha's tone has also changed. Although he does that every other word anyways. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of my corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher who's also looking at the dark-haired girl. Why doesn't he say anything? Hichan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I felt, or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Yeah, do you want to have lunch together? Sure. Yeah, okay, Hichan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs that it's time to stop working. Okay. Whew. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all of our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously it must be so. Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm just looking in the direction of the person whose voice I am hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but feel respectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that, well, now she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. It will take some time to getting used to. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Surprised that I'm challenging. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I even noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class, therefore what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wahaha, she only pushes her glass out to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-the-fact way. I argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my school I like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pulled me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. As some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, Hichan? Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as she's about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Hichan, right? But it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great, that's great, Hichan, really great. Ha ha ha, wahaha. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hichan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council. I see, I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because she looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. She then quickly takes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Right, Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely, you should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Hichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Hichan is the president. I started to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As you read in my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council, therefore have an incentive to try to get you to. So you're admitting that. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course, it would be nice if you joined and we appreciate it, but even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan? And if she's being generous, she's just really good at acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well, so it's then, welcome to the student council. What? No? Hichan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yeah, that's right, although it would be wondering if we went that smoothly. Oh well, Hichan knows me again, you know. You were betting on it. Hey, my life is not a game here. Shura seems very intrigued by this. When Misha signs it to her, the aggressive then returns to her eyes. That's interesting, let's play a game. That is not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that is my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. You're saying you don't trust us and that we will put something so disingenuous that makes me sad. I have to take a shit. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we could pull something so disingenuous that makes me sad? So it's hard to tell what she's under the influence and Misha's thoughts begin. While at home for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football. Yeah, it's a game that we play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past the goalpost that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hitchin. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hitchin. Wahaha, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyways, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Aha, yeah, that's true. How did you know? She's only frowns and Misha telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with it tends to get me in the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. Never been on one before, even know anybody who was the member, so it interests me. I'm also kinda like Shizune Misha, so maybe it won't be so bad. Okay, how about this, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, you fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. I read the Shichan, we can play just for fun, Hichan. Shichan hasn't been played in long time, so you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay, we will see you after school in the student council room, then Hichan, wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Wahahaha. I guess to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Okay. Longhair comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I'm enjoying this game. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're under guard. What's with the escort? It doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. Wow, what's wrong, Kitchen? That's it, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I'm starting to think when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still for some reason it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the council room is simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What, that's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true. It says that when their life is people have shown the ability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression on chin, Misha sends something amusing. Shizune, who makes a baffling face, she puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me, you have no excuse unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's very plain, sparsely decorated room, though it is quite large. Maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on to one side as well, extras perhaps. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. There's a couple of filing cabinets, a bookshelf stacked with old school records and documents, not much else, in fact nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hitchman, let's play a risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Haha, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking, running through the basics with somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a sexy motion touching around through the air. Shizune aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway in the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my concentration by jabbing her fingers on the table to get my attention. Shoujo, I see that you are taking too long to make a move. Shoujo also said that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Well, this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. She should admire a funny spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you get to join the certain council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. The student council supposed to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what that word means or how it sounds, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temple as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly Shizune bursts into a fury of gesture. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Ah, wait, please slow down. Hichan says you're going to lose. Tell our culture will temper with my rebellion. Ah, okay. That's the first time of childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Oh, ooh. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively here. Are you trying to psych me out? Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Since that's the last $2 and allows yourself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. You lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean Chicha, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack from 3 fronts, you must defend them all. Why do you have more guts? How disappointing. Ambitious, each on your play needs to be more daring. Ambition is ambition. I was decided when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's not good. You did take enough risk, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hitchin. Damn, what's it to her if I play too careful? There's no need to rub it in my face. Yeah, fuck off, you. Wonder if you'd even been good for the student council. Was this reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to join? Don't join, dude. Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, and these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I'll take a look at the clubs before I decide. Really, Hitchin? You're not just saying that to make us feel better. Yeah, I'm just not sure that I want to. Ah. Okay, Hitchin, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe there's still a chance you'll come around. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more risk, and maybe one day you could beat me unless we graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe you can play a game you know then to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Ah, that's cold, Hitchin. I take a glance at the clock on the wall. As I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shouldn't scratch his head and gashes on Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Hitchin. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. Can't miss it. They want us to show you where it is. No, thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. One flight of stairs and I run into problems. The 2nd floor hallway is a carbon copy of the 3rd floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like any hallways can be. The problem is the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there are a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I better than ladder and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, a marked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though. Just barely ajar so I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone has decided I'm going to ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips. Every muscle in my ready to pull back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over, poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room. Fast passes to me hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. This is not as I was expecting. It mindlessly let the door open. to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at a beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes but doesn't look at me. Hello there, may I help you? Standing directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seems to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I met she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding, I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her. The girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're the new student to Yamaku? Oh yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get a distinct feeling my speech pattern don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato, pleased to meet you. Hisao Nikai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with the formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, takes the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from the collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean inside to see around her back, she doesn't seem to use her long dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the teacup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone else seems to adapt. Students in which have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I still feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of preparing the drinks. So, her voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library, Shizune and some classmates told me is on this floor. She finishes pouring water in the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakimachi as are most students to be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Mutao. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table. Teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character, I imagine you'll come to like him, most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Yeah, you betcha, sweet Piffy, it is. Since she's so elegant and blind. Nonetheless, the smells quite nice, I think it'll be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato, it tastes really nice. He smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please, there's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well, I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third year classes. Great, I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and it's specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see, sorry. I feel like slapping myself for that fox pass. Looking at her face though, she doesn't seem to at least be put off. In my mind, there's need to change the speech on my account. Ah, sure, sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. Following me like this will be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. Category which would include her, it seems, all too ready to jump ship from this particular topic a second to another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be a version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representatives don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerism seems to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed, calm, almost aloof. To think of it, she might be useful for less biased view of the school's club. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are track and field clubs, which use the field near the school during lunchtime, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones, though, such as the art and music club. At the time when I just wanted to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good, that's a relief. I already let down my guard around this girl to let such things slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her, not wanting my tea to get cold. I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. I look over to the window over her shoulder and the light coming into the room has distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Ah, the time's gone quickly. Sorry? Ah, she's blind, of course she can see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry, so I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. Quickly moved to allay her concern. Ah, no, it's okay, the library's still open, isn't it? She pauses, takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something to ask Shizune when I had the chance, but it seems like to know it in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hand still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. I'll come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help, I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright, I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case I could introduce you. This gets better and better, it's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great, thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in her handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers, we slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives me a appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is a wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with a distinct smell of old books, giving the place an almost old-world air. There don't seem to be almost a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise, everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She said it to thin air, since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is the Rosa reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Aww. The origin apparently the librarian quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi Lily, how can I help you? Her voice is strained in feeling attempt to sound casual as she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon, what happened just now though? I heard a strange sound. Hey, it's nothing, I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk and I was looking for it, a pencil dropped there. I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know. It's okay, sorry for making you worry. This is nothing adverse happened to me. She's quick to reverse his apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Ah, this is a bit of a problem.